Democratic nominee Joe Biden is making the president's pandemic response a focal point on the campaign trail. The former vice president was in the battleground of Pennsylvania Tuesday. It's one of several stops to key states he's made in recent days. While there, Biden called for national unity and healing. Ed O'Keefe has the latest.
Speaking at Gettysburg, the site of the Civil War's greatest battle and one of the nation's greatest speeches, at a time of deep national discord, Joe Biden called today for another truce.
We have too bright a future to have it's shipwrecked on the shoals of anger and hate and division. Too many Americans see our public life not as an arena for mediation of our differences, but rather they see it as an occasion for total, unrelenting partisan warfare.
Biden sought to reinforce an argument he's made since he began his campaign, that he can unify the country.
I'm running as a proud Democrat, but I will govern as an American president.
And while Biden didn't mention the president's illness, he made reference to his approach to the coronavirus.
Wearing a mask is not a political statement.
The former vice president's calls for unity came after a remarkable video message today from former First Lady Michelle Obama, who once again urged Americans to vote and sharply criticized President Trump.
But they're going to destroy the suburbs.
Faulting him and his supporters for stoking racial tensions.
So what the president is doing is once again patently false. It's morally wrong. And yes, it is racist.
In a video recorded before the president announced his COVID diagnosis, she criticized his handling of the pandemic.
And our commander-in-chief, sadly, has been missing in action.
The pandemic continues to reshape the campaign. Today, aides to Vice President Pence said he doesn't want plexiglass to divide him from Senator Kamala Harris at tomorrow's VP debate in Utah. Debate organizers have said they will use plexiglass for health and safety reasons, but didn't specify where. Meanwhile, the president tweeted today he intends to debate next Thursday in Miami. But will it happen in person? There's talk of a potential virtual debate.
And Ed O'Keefe joins me now with more. So, Ed, talk to us a little bit about Joe Biden's speech in Gettysburg. Where was he aiming his remarks? To which audience? And how does that fit in with his overall strategy?
Well, in many ways, Elaine, it's aimed at those that are disaffected with the system, not looking forward to this campaign season, and who may still be trying to make up their minds between him and President Trump. This is an argument that Biden has been making since the start, that he believes, given his unique experiences in Washington over nearly 5 decades, his understanding and his ability to work with the Republican Party, that he's best equipped to unify the country at a time when it really needs unity. It picks up, I'd say, on the message that he was delivering during the Democratic convention in the late summer, the idea that he would be the ally of the light, not ally of the darkness, excuse me, and he sought to reinforce it. The timing, it's something that had been in the works before the president's announced illness, and it's something that he really wanted to drive home here, and to do it, of course, at Gettysburg, the site of the nation's deadliest Civil War battle, a place, of course, well known for a speech that was given there by President Lincoln of a much shorter variety. The symbolism was quite clear, and it was something that he wanted to really call out. He also mentioned in his speech that then Vice President Lyndon Baines Johnson 50 years ago had gone there and made a similar appeal for unity, something that he was picking up on. And that is not a mistake, because in many ways Biden does see himself potentially as an LBJ-like figure who can bring sides together, who can twist arms, and who can get things done.
Interesting. Well, the former VP has made campaign stops in Florida and Michigan in recent days and plans to visit Arizona later this week. So with President Trump recovering from the coronavirus, you have Joe Biden now with the campaign trail largely to himself. How are we seeing Biden and his team trying to reach and appeal to voters in those battleground states?
Honestly, Elaine, the only real change he's made is to pull down explicitly negative advertising about the president. But they're still advertising. It's just a slightly more affirmative message than before. And he's not slowing down his campaign schedule. And with good reason, because as you can see, the president has gone home to the White House and picked up right where he left off. So the Biden team sees no need really to change. He has expressed several times since Friday his concern for the president, his hope that the first family quickly recovers, but doesn't stop by well, picks it up and says, look, not surprised that the president is sick given the way he was behaving in public over the last several months. So, a little bit of compassion with a little bit of criticism, and that's what we should expect going forward.
So, as you mentioned in your piece, Ed, former First Lady Michelle Obama made a pitch to voters on Joe Biden's behalf. And in the video, she also addressed specifically Black and brown Americans. How important are minority communities going to be for Joe Biden?
They are everything for him in several key states, places like Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Texas, Arizona. Did I forget one? I mean, everywhere. If they cannot bring up the numbers among Latinos and blacks in those states, they're in real trouble. So, yes, he brought in someone who has essentially been the closer for him in many ways, somebody who delivered one of the most powerful messages during their convention, and who now, in the closing days, as people are beginning to vote early in several key battleground states, delivered a 24-minute video message, a remarkable address from a former First Lady about one of her husband's successors. Once again, clearly, explicitly laying it out. He's unfit to be commander-in-chief. He's gaslighting the American public. He's racist. Doesn't get much more explicit than that. She's putting everything on the line in support of her friend, the former vice president.
Yes, very much a direct message there. Well, both the Biden and Trump campaigns say they're preparing for next week's debate. How is the former vice president planning to approach the second debate differently from the first?
Well, first, let's see if they even have it. The guidance I got today, at least, is that they're not really going to fight over where, how, and if there is a debate next Thursday until we get to the vice presidential debate in Utah tomorrow night. So we are likely to see some posturing from the Biden campaign responding to the president, who says he's ready to go. They will probably raise questions with the Commission on Presidential Debates and the White House about, well, where exactly, how exactly, who exactly would be involved. There has been some scuttlebutt about a possible virtual debate. Little history lesson for folks. It's happened before. It happened the first year there were television debates in 1960. The third debate in mid-October between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. Nixon was in Los Angeles. Kennedy was in New York. Via satellite, they debated each other. They could do it in 1960. Why can't we do it in 2020? Is likely to be an argument you'll hear in the coming days. And it's something that many people have been arguing over the course of this pandemic. Don't put these two guys in the same room. Don't put hundreds or dozens of people in there to watch it. Just let them do it from separate places and bring it together. The technology exists. We've all been using it. It's called Zoom, Google Meetings, whatever. So we'll see. But by all indications, it's likely that they're going to keep that date and the later October debate in Nashville.
All right, Ed O'Keefe, always great to have your reporting and analysis. Appreciate it, Ed. Thank you.
28 days to go.